Are you still dating Puff Daddy?
I'm not. I said I was gonna tell my truth. I think that it really, really, really hurt me because I just feel like, Puff was a really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me and, he elevated me and he saw a lot of things in me. And I feel like that's like one of his specialties. Like he know how to like find people and, identify their talent. And he was able to see more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like he brought out like my jitsu side. Like, my woman side. Like it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. Like, baby girl, you more than music. You an icon. You a motherfucking mogul. You know what I'm saying? Like, put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. But I just felt like when all of these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. It was just
y'all. The courtroom just shook the internet again, and this time it's not Cassie taking center stage, it's Gina Huynh. And trust me, Young Miami did not see this coming. Diddy's federal trial has been heating up for weeks now. The pressure's been building with each new allegation, and insiders have been saying that it's not just Diddy being looked at, but also the circle of people who may have helped him cover things up. And now, Gina Huynh is cooperating with federal investigators. She's turned over evidence that links Diddy to key events that were previously just rumors. From party setups to private jet trips, she was right there. And apparently, she's ready to talk. From ghost girlfriend to federal witness, Gina Huynh might be the one to bring it all down. But before we dive into why Young Miami is spiraling, let's rewind and break down how we even got here.
She explained how Sean Combs ultimately controlled a lot of her life. She talked about blackmail materials, so videos that Combs purportedly shot of her during these sexual encounters. She was concerned that they would be published, they would be released.
From the moment Cassie took the stand, the energy in the courtroom shifted. She didn't hold back. Cassie painted a dark, disturbing picture of her relationship with Diddy. The control, the isolation, and worst of all, the abuse. Her voice was steady, but you could feel the weight of everything she'd been holding in for years. One of the most shocking moments came when the jury was shown previously unreleased footage from one of Diddy's so-called. The clip wasn't played for the public. It was a closed viewing only for jurors and key legal teams. But the reaction said enough. Some jurors turned away, others stared at the floor. It was like the room froze for a second. That footage changed the mood completely. And then there was Cassie walking into court. She wasn't hiding or avoiding the spotlight. In fact, that image, Cassie with her baby bump staring straight ahead as she walked past Diddy, became a symbol. Diddy's defense, of course, tried to spin it. They argued this wasn't a case about manipulation, it was about love. Toxic love, sure, but still a relationship between two consenting adults. They leaned hard into painting Cassie as someone with regrets, not trauma. But it wasn't landing the way they hoped. Then came Alex Fine, Cassie's husband. He was in the courtroom, but his presence didn't go unnoticed. The emotional tension got so intense that he had to be escorted out. Some say he got too upset during parts of Cassie's testimony. Others say it was a way to keep things calm. Either way, it added even more emotional weight to an already heavy moment. Throughout it all, the jury sat quietly. You could see the discomfort, the disbelief. Some shook their heads, others just stared ahead, almost frozen. It wasn't just another day in court, this was real. The room felt cold, and just when we thought the testimonies couldn't get more intense, the prosecution drops a name no one expected: Gina Huynh. Model to others, she's just one of Diddy's many flings, but if you've followed his inner circle for years, you know Gina's name has always floated just beneath the surface. Her situationship with Diddy dates back to the early 2010s, and it's been off and on ever since. Even while Kim Porter was the main woman in Diddy's life, Gina was there. When Cassie was publicly dating him, Gina still popped up. And even in recent years, while Diddy was showing off Young Miami on red carpets and gifting her Bentleys, Gina was still in the picture. She was the soft launch girlfriend, the one always behind the scenes but still dripping in luxury. Gina never did interviews, but you'd see her in random Instagram clips on private jets, holding designer bags, posing in places Diddy had just been. She was the ghost that never went away. That's why people started calling her the ghost of girlfriends past. You'd forget about her and then there she was again. And while people like Young Miami fought for attention and status, Gina never said a word. Yet somehow she was always taken care of. Chanel, Dior, Cartier, she had it all. And now she's flipped the script. She's not just another name in the tabloid, she's allegedly sitting down with investigators, offering info that only someone on the inside would know, and suddenly that quiet loyalty, it's looking like silence. Because when Gina talks, she might have receipts. But this ghost just came back to haunt Diddy, and Young Miami is losing it. To really understand the tension between Gina Huynh and Young Miami, you've got to rewind to 2022. That's when their quiet drama started spilling all over the internet. It all started with Gina posting photos and videos of herself with Diddy. One clip in particular went viral. She kissed Diddy on the cheek during what looked like a private moment. The internet blew up, and right on cue, Young Miami clapped back. She didn't name anyone, but her tweets were loud, calling people weird and throwing shade about wanting attention. She was clearly triggered. Gina didn't back down. She responded with her own version of shade, posting throwback pics and just enough to stir the pot. It wasn't an all-out war, but the back-and-forth tension was clear. Fans took sides. Some said Gina was being messy. Others said Miami should have known what she signed up for. Because let's be real, Miami and Diddy's relationship was never exactly private or defined. One minute they're at events holding hands, the next minute she's joking on Carisha Please, saying, "We go together real bad." Meanwhile, Diddy was still being spotted with other women, including Gina. It was obvious there were no clear lines, and that's where a lot of the frustration started brewing. Miami played the role of the public partner. She got the red carpets, the gifts, the interviews. But Gina had a long history, the behind-the-scenes access. She didn't need the spotlight because she had consistency, and that hit Miami where it hurt. No matter how much clout she had, Gina was still there. So this beef, it wasn't just about one photo or one post. It was about years of blurred lines and shared space. Diddy was playing both sides, keeping Gina close in private while giving Miami the public stage. And now, the woman Miami tried to shut down online is the same woman stepping into court with federal agents taking notes. So now, imagine the woman you once beefed with is about to spill everything about your man in open court with the feds listening.
I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him, and I just wanted him to be nice to me.
Here's the part that's got everyone on edge. Gina's not just some ex with a grudge. She's someone who was allegedly there for the darkest parts of Diddy's private life. If she testifies that she attended any of those infamous freak-offs, or worse, if she witnessed or even participated in anything, it's over. Her statements could directly support Cassie's claims, and that would be devastating for Diddy's legal team. Think about it. Gina's had access for years. She saw who came and went. She knew how things were run. She stayed quiet this long, maybe because she was benefiting from the lifestyle. But if she flips and gives that access to prosecutors, the defense can't spin this as just relationship drama anymore. And Young Miami, she's not just worried about losing a man, she's worried about being exposed. Because if Gina starts detailing who was around during those events, what parties she was invited to, what she witnessed, Miami's name might come up. Even if she didn't participate, being connected could raise all kinds of questions. Gina knows way too much. She's been around too long, and the prosecution knows that. That's why her testimony is so important. She's not speculating, she's potentially confirming. And that confirmation, that could destroy Diddy's entire defense. And if Gina names names or exposes freak-off details, this could flip the whole case. And Young Miami knows it. Ever since Gina Huynh name hit the courtroom transcripts, fans have been watching Young Miami like a hawk. Every time she posts something on her IG story or tweets something, the internet starts guessing. Is this about Gina? Is she talking about Diddy? It's a sharp shift from the usual loud, confident Miami. She used to defend her spot openly, whether it was clapping back at Gina in 2022 or making light of her situationship with Diddy during interviews. But now, it's like someone told her to fall all the way back. And that's got folks wondering if she's being quiet because of legal advice or because she knows this might blow up and wants to quietly distance herself. Some think she's protecting herself. Others think she might be trying to ride it out in hopes it dies down. But then you've got another group asking the harder questions. Was she involved in any of this? Was she just a girlfriend who didn't know anything? Or was she groomed to play a certain role in Diddy's inner circle? Some fans are even wondering if she's another victim in this story, just like Cassie, a pawn in a much bigger game surrounded by power and control. The speculation hasn't been kind. Social media's been relentless. Posts resurfacing her interviews, her photos at Diddy's events, her jokes about their open relationship, everything's being reanalyzed. Some folks say she knew what kind of man Diddy was and stayed anyway. Others are defending her, saying she's young, she fell for the glitz, and now she's stuck in the fallout. Either way, the silence is loud, and that silence is starting to speak for her. It's like people are waiting for her to either deny everything or admit she saw more than she let on.
Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Young Miami has publicly denied ever being an S-worker after she was named in a bombshell lawsuit filed against Diddy by Lil Rod.
What makes all this so wild is that Gina Huynh rumored testimony could actually seal Diddy's fate. She's been behind the scenes for years. She's not new to this, and that makes her dangerous. If she testifies and her story lines up with Cassie's, especially on the freak-off allegations, the abuse, or how Diddy treated women around him, then this case might take a turn no one saw coming. And Miami, her public image, her brand, her whole trajectory could be tied up in this trial. Even if she's not directly involved, the connection might be enough to damage her reputation. If Gina drops names and Miami's pops up, even by association, it's not going to be easy for her to bounce back, especially if the court uncovers things that fans were never meant to know. And let's not forget, this isn't over. More witnesses are expected. More layers are going to be peeled back. We're just at the start of what could be one of the most explosive trials in the entertainment industry. Y'all better buckle up, because if Gina Huynh takes that stand, the secrets she spills could end careers, expose more freak-offs, and leave Young Miami begging for Carisha, please, to be her own spinoff. What do you think Gina's gonna say? And is Young Miami just collateral or complicit? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for all the courtroom updates.